So recently I noticed that I was dealing with the spirit of offense. And I was like, okay, God, I got to do something about this. I cannot continue to allow offense to drive my life, to navigate my life. So God, I need you to help me. Tell me how to get rid of this spirit out of my life because it can't drive it any longer. So I visited this church and the pastor began to talk about how they're going to be reading The Bait of Satan by John Bevere during their Bible study. I said, okay, I need to get this book and I need to get in this Bible study. And then I think that following week I go to therapy. Now, therapy is good, right? Jesus created therapy for us. Amen. Amen. And so it's The Bait of Satan by John Bevere, Living Free from the Deadly Trap of Offense. And so my therapist was reading The Bait of Satan. I said, that's not a coincidence. And you know, if it's not a coincidence, it's God's providence. And so I was just like, okay. So, okay, this is definitely something that I need to be working on. And so let's just get into what I highlighted from the book. And so we walk in a selfish love that is easily disappointed when our expectations are not met. We set ourselves up for offense when we require certain behaviors from those with whom we have relationships. The more we expect, the greater potential offense. Okay, so like going back to therapy. So my therapist was like, is there anybody or anything that comes to mind when you think of offense? I said, absolutely. There's one person in particular that comes to mind. She said, okay. And I then began to explain to her that it didn't start off with offense. It actually started out with disappointment. Because I had this expectation for this person. If you looked at this section in this book that I highlighted, it had great expectation. I had this expectation for this person that they might even not even know that I had for them. You know, a lot of times we have expectation for people and the people don't even know that we have expectations for them. And so then when they didn't meet my expectations, that turned into rejection because I felt like they rejected me. And then that rejection turned into offense. And so if you dealing with offense, this is the book that you need. I mean, this is the book that you need. Somebody actually recommended me this book. I mean, probably maybe like 5 years ago or probably earlier than that. But I didn't realize I needed this book, but I believe everybody needs this book because I feel like in some capacity, we all deal with offense.